From the corner of my eye, I could see Cassandra, Gregory's sister, roll her eyes and mouth. What an idiot. But I ignored them all. This was my moment. For the past year, I had searched for the right time to tell Gregory that I wanted a divorce. We had been living separately for months. Our relationship had become a comfortable routine of separate dinners, his in his office and mine in front of the TV, each of us pretending that the other didn't exist. With Amelia off at college, our charade had become unbearable. And when I found a lump in my breast the size of a plum, it broke me free of my inertia. I had a mammogram, then a lumpectomy. And while I lay under the surgeon's knife, I realized how precious and fleeting life is. I wasn't going to spend my remaining days catering to a man who barely acknowledged my existence. And so I moved into my own place, one filled with the echoes of my laughter. But I knew telling Gregory would devastate him. Not because he didn't know I was unhappy, but because he was too proud to admit that he had failed to make me happy. He would have preferred that I stay in a loveless marriage than acknowledge his shortcomings. So I waited, watching him from afar as he shuttled back and forth between his work and Cassandra's house, where he seemed to have set up a second residence. He called me infrequently, usually to ask for money. Whenever I heard his voice, though, I felt a pang of longing mixed with sadness. I missed the man I had married, the man who used to call me beautiful, who held me close and whispered sweet nothings in my ear. That man had died long ago, and this Gregory was a stranger. Then, like a sucker punch, he announced his departure on my daughter's big day. What a performance. What a complete and utter selfish prick, I thought, struggling to keep my voice steady. Congratulations, Greg. You're absolutely right. I have decided to start a new life without you. A slow smile spread across my face, the kind of smile that reaches up to your eyes and crinkles your soul. This was my new life. It had been a long time since I'd allowed myself to feel this liberated, this unburdened. I was shedding the last vestiges of the girl who had married young, the girl who had put everything into her marriage and her family and had nothing left for herself. Gregory's face drained of color. He opened his mouth as if to speak, but no sound came out. He looked at me, his eyes wide with shock, then dropped his head into his hands. He looked up again, this time pleading. Bianca, please don't do this. Please don't do this to me. His voice cracked with desperation. I knew exactly what he was afraid of. Not losing me, but losing face. Losing his carefully crafted image of a successful businessman who never lost. Don't worry, Greg, I said, rising from my seat and taking Amelia's hand. You will always have Cassandra. With that, I turned and walked away, leaving him sitting there amidst the wreckage of his shattered pride. As I stepped outside to the applause of my new life, I felt a sense of triumph. Finally, I was free. Free to make my own mistakes, to explore my own desires, to discover who I was without the weight of a loveless marriage. I was ready to write a new chapter, not just in my life, but in my story. I picked up my phone and called my best friend from college. It was time to get together. It was time to start living. It was time to start loving again. Later that evening, as I recounted the day's events to my friend over dinner, I realized something. My joy was tinged with pity for Gregory. But as I looked at the smiling faces of my daughter and the loved ones gathered around me, I knew I had made the right decision. It wasn't about punishing Gregory or making him pay for his years of neglect. It was about setting myself free. I owed it to myself, to my daughter, to the memory of the woman I once was and the woman I was yet to become. My journey was just beginning, and I was excited to see where it would lead me next. All thanks to the biggest prick in the world.